The lighting just changed. Oh my god. Sorry. Who cares? So
Okay.
I showed you guys my agenda before, and like, yeah, but I'm gonna show you now what my agenda looks like 2 months into school, into the semester. So yeah, I got pictures on the front, but I don't want to show those pictures. But this is my cute agenda. It's like pink with flowers. So when you open it up, this is my schedule, which I've shown, I think. It's just my weekly schedule, which I printed out like so many copies of them, but after the first week of school, you don't really need it. So anyways, so when buying agenda, I would say that you should buy an agenda this size. They have many ones that are like, but I know if you write small, that's okay. But I really think that when you purchase an agenda, you should, first of all, if you're in high school or college, you should have an agenda. And you should buy a big agenda, and you should buy the agenda that has the days, individual days, as well as the monthly calendars. Like, I would not stress that enough. Yeah, it might be $8 because like that's how much mine costs, $8, but it'll be worth that $8. Like, I can promise you, you need to pay for it because it's worth it. So mine has like an outline of all of the months for 2013 and 2014, and it also has like a list of holidays in the back, which is really nice. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, so it has a list of all of the holidays, so like, you know, you can just get a general idea because no one gives you calendars in college like they gave you in high school. And it has a map. I don't really need the map, but who cares. But anyway, so more into like how to use your agenda, I'll show you that now. So for each month, sorry, I have a binder clip in here, which is really smart, which you should have. Okay, so for each month you have these. You have like, this is what I mean by having a monthly calendar. So as you see, this is my monthly calendar for September. Now, what I personally like to do is I like to put the days I get paid on this calendar. I put my meetings for SGA, which I already know when they are, but I will put those in there. I will put any quizzes or tests that are due on the big calendar. The big calendar is just for like, yeah, for that. So I put all my quizzes and my work days, and this is just an example. As you see, it's a lot of work days because I was working like crazy. So yes, so I will just put the work days and the time, the amount of time I worked, and anything that was due. Now, for example, how do I write down assignments? So I like to use I like to write down every assignment I have to do, even if it's just reading or if I have a quiz, anything that's given to me or that I know that's an assignment or I just don't have to do, I write it down. Even things that are outside of school, I write them down. And what I do is I put a box next to it. Now with the box, I check it off if I complete it. I put a minus if I didn't finish it, and I put an X if I didn't do it, which is really no X's. Just about everything is checked off. I might X off like reading because sometimes I might not do something. And then sometimes I like to write in colorful ink just to organize things. Like you could do pink for quizzes, green for tests, red for reading. Like I like to color coordinate things. Yeah. And then I'll just write down any reminders. If I'm going home, I put down anything. I will show you a blank one. A blank week, I'm trying to say, I apologize. So you can kind of see what it's like before. So this is like what it's like before. And you just see it's blank, and it gives you the day. And that's what you need when you buy an agenda. You want an agenda that's blank, that you can like, I mean, that has those days in a big box, because you will get so many assignments. One time that whole box was filled up for me because like I had so much stuff to do for that one day. And I like to write it down the day that I get the assignment. I write it down for that day. even if it's due a certain thing, I write it down for that day. And then like, okay, say today is Thursday and my assignment is to read chapter 5. Today for Thursday, I'll read chapter 5, and then for the day that I should have it read by, if I need to read it by tomorrow, which will be like, say tomorrow's Friday, I would write down due is chapter 5, so that I would know. And a good thing to do is to look at your syllabus, and like you can kind of go ahead and like use your syllabus to organize your agenda, to write down your agenda, because in college you get a syllabus for every class and you go by that syllabus, and in your syllabus you have an outline schedule of every assignment you're going to have to do, everything you need to do. And it's really important to have one of these and write them down. Yes, you may be able to function without an agenda, but at least write it down. If you don't want to buy an agenda, it's really important to stay organized, because I promise you, if you do not write it down, 9 times out of 10 when you get another assignment, you're going to forget that assignment. So it's really important. What I like to do is every time we get to a new week, I add in one of these binder clips so that I can just open up my agenda to that week and I'll just have everything ready for me. That's a really good way to just have easy access and know that like you're on November now and not, you know. So that is all about my agenda 101 and like how I function. This is like my life. This is how I stay like on track and do everything I need to do. It is in here and I write down everything. I kind of slacked recently because like since it's like the middle of the semester, I'm not really doing much really, but like papers and projects, it's not really many assignments that I'm doing, so I'm actually not as busy right now as I normally was. But that's good, and this is how I function, and I wanted to show you guys how I function and give you some tips on what you can do. And I just strongly advise you to get an agenda, you know, for school. It's really important and it'll help you, and I hope you like this. So bye.